Okay, kiddos, excuse my very messy writing because I'm very tired while I'm doing this video. So you have an assignment, and your assignment is to write a paragraph to Conga Kids and tell them what you think about Conga Kids. So I'm just going to be very clear that when you write this paragraph, this is going to Mr. Fernando. He's seeing what you've written. And whatever we do, we never want to be just rude or disrespectful to somebody who's given us their time. So you can be honest about your opinion without being rude or disrespectful. You can still say something negative without being rude. So let's talk about different ways we could start our paragraph. So if you're a person who did not enjoy Conga Kids, you can say, I did not like Conga Kids for these reasons. That's just a kind way. You don't have to say, I hated Conga Kids. That is not a helpful or constructive thing to say that's going to get anyone to listen to you. And it's not respectful either to Mr. Fernando, who gave his time, okay? Your other thing you could say is, I did like Conga Kids for these reasons. Maybe you're a person who really enjoyed the dancing. And then another thing, maybe you had some things you liked and some things you didn't. You could say, I liked some things about Conga Kids, but some things I didn't like, okay? So you have all these different choices, and then of course you can come up with others of your own. But again, we are not going to be rude and disrespectful, and we're going to make sure that we keep it kind of kind and professional, and what we call constructive criticism, which means we can still tell things we didn't like, but in a way that's respectful and that has people listening to us, okay? So I'm going to talk about some positive and negatives of Conga Kids, and you can use some of these things if you want to in your writing. You can come up with things that are of your own. You don't have to use these. So on the other side of this, when you're giving your reasons for liking or not liking Conga Kids, you need to be specific. Okay, that means you need to be clear on what things you found to be positive, what things you found to be negative, and why you felt that way. They're kind of trying to decide, did you like Conga Kids? And if so, why did you like it? So here are some things that you might want to say that are positive things. You could talk about learning the dances and what parts of learning dances that you liked. You could talk about what your favorite dances were and why you liked that dance. You could even just talk about what are some things you learned. Maybe you learned some things about yourself. Maybe you didn't know you could dance and you learned you're a really good dancer. Maybe there were just certain songs that you really liked, or there was some of the music that you liked. Maybe you liked kind of learning how to dance with a partner, okay? These could be things you could use for positive, okay? Over on the negative side, many of these things you could also use on the negative side. But again, you need to be constructive, and you need to be clear, and you need to be kind. So maybe you really didn't like partner dancing, or you didn't like dancing with a boy or a girl. And maybe you can tell why. Like it made you feel uncomfortable, or you just didn't feel like it felt strange doing something like that. And that can be a good valid reason for why you didn't like it. But let's make sure that you construct your sentences in a way that, again, sounds like you're an intelligent person who can get your point across without being, sounding rude, okay? So think about what things you want to include. Make sure you're specific. Give them examples of your favorite dance, example of something you learned. Explain your thinking of why you didn't like Conga Kids if you're against Conga Kids and it was a negative, okay? So just be clear when you're writing your paragraph. All right, good luck.